Okay, so I'm going to show you how to build your science fair video, and there's a few assumptions that I'm making before you watch this video. One of them is that you have read this document here, making your science fair video. You should read that top to bottom because it's going to give you a bunch of hints. Okay, so the other assumption is that you've finished your presentation. This is my slideshow, and you want to go through your slideshow and make sure that all of your slides are consistent. Make sure the font is consistent, size, color. Make sure your background works. Make sure the color of your text stands out against your background. Make sure that you have all your slides in there. Make sure that you don't have any spelling errors or anything like that. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you made your data into a graph. The best way to do this is in Google Sheets. So there's mine. And then you can link your graph to your slideshow so that your graph is in your slideshow. And then any other pictures that you have are going to go in your slideshow too. So if you didn't take video of your experiment, but you took pictures of your experiment, then you should put those pictures in your slideshow as well so that your slideshow has everything that you need. So I've done that. And I also have some other video that I'm going to throw into my science fair video. So I put all of my stuff in one folder. You should make a folder for yourself. Here's my folder. I've got my slideshow in there. I've got my, I'm going to hide that. Sorry. I'm going to make that hide. So I've got my example presentation in there that I'm using. I've got some other videos that I shot. Everything's in this folder so I can just find it easily. All right, so now I'm ready to open this up and start editing. So I'm going to go to my Screencastify folder. You might open up your own, like shoot and Screencastify as you go, but let me just go to my Screencastify folder. And then I'm going to find my video that I want. Just going to angle it up a little bit so it's not. And then I'm going to open this up in my Screencastify editor. So this is a video I shot of me talking through my slideshow. And what I want to point out right now is that this video has a bunch of footage that I'm not going to use. And that's okay. Like if you mess up in your video, just keep shooting because you can edit it out later on in your editor. Right, so there I'm being goofy. That's not going to be in my science fair video. All right, so now let's start turning this into a video. What I want to do is I'm going to hit play. And I'm going to use the audio track at the bottom. I can see where it's like silent because there's no audio. I can see where it's loud because this bar graph is higher down here. Nobody's around. Nobody's watching. Oh my God! And I can use that to find breaks in where I'm talking. My science fair project. All right, so that's where I actually get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this clip and I'm just going to drag this little bar here to the beginning of where I actually start talking about my science fair project. My question is, my science fair project, what's the point? It's all about how sharp ice screws have to be in order to get into the ice climbing. As you can see this picture right here, there's an ice screw and the ice just below the climber. The climber uses that as protection. So I'm playing through my video and finding where my next break point is going to be. So if they fall, hopefully the rope will be held up by the ice screw and it won't fall all the way to the ground. All right, so I stopped talking there. I'm going to select my clip and go to that same spot. I'm going to hit cut. And it makes that little section of my video into one clip that I can then edit or do whatever I need to do with. Ice climbing is a dangerous sport, and placing ice screws can be very difficult. I actually have another thing that I want to use for my introduction that I filmed of me talking outside. So I'm just going to isolate this whole introduction section. As you use ice screws over time, they hit rocks, they mix on them, and they can get involved. So we'll end up sharpening them because they're really expensive. So we try to sharpen them so we can use them over and over again. My question is I'm just going to cut that part out because that's how it works in video editing. I can spot right now and I can delete it. See that? So I can just get rid of this whole section. And my background research I'm going to need to use from this little video. So I'm just going to cut here, cut to the playhead, and I'm not going to use that. Instead, I'm going to use another video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Screencastify folder where I saved all my video clips. Sorry, I'm going to close me. I don't need to see me anymore. I'm going to click on Add Media. I'm going to upload it from Drive because I have my Screencastify or my Science Fair folder. And I'm going to add these videos. I wonder if I can select all three. Looks like I can add one at a time. I'm going to select this one. And it's going to insert that video into my editor. There it is. Yay. So one of the things that I like to do a lot is ice climbing. And when you go ice climbing, you need these guys, which are called ice screws, to screw into the ice and keep yourself safe. But they're expensive. So I like this better for my introduction. So I'm not going to use the introduction for my slideshow because I think it's a little bit more boring. And sometimes you'll end up hitting rock for them or something like that, and you'll get them dull, and they don't work so good anymore. So I like to sharpen them so that they work again, and I don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on a new ice screw. So my question is sharpening ice screws. All right, so my question to go out and spend a lot of money on a new ice screw. All right, so I want to stop right there, cut, and that's my introduction. So now I can zoom out, and I can drag my introduction clip back here where I want to use it. I'm going to put my playhead back here, hit play. Is that protection, so if they fall, hopefully the rope will be held up by the ice screw and they won't fall all the way to the ground. So one of the things that I like to do a lot is ice climbing. And when you go ice climbing, you need these guys, which are called ice screws. All right, I like that. To sharpen them so that they work again, and I don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on a new ice screw. Ice climbing is a dangerous. I can delete this clip now, so because I have an introduction, gone. So that they work again, and I don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on a new ice screw. In my background research, I discovered that ice screws have evolved. I like my background research. I'm going to play ahead a little bit. We're excited, but I know that I shot a better question section when I was outside, so I'm going to pause it right at the end of this. I don't want that. There we go. I'm going to cut it. All right, so I know that I have a good section for hypothesis. I'm going to cut this out again. I'm going to go back to my outdoor video. Is sharpening ice screws. Here's my question. Effective in making them go into the ice easier. And my hypothesis is that it is effective, and that I'll be able to screw the ice screws in quicker after they've been sharpened. So I'm going to pause that there, cut it, drag this back here for my hypothesis. Hypothesis is that it is effective. Delete this hypothesis section. My independent variable is sharpness of the ice screw. That's the thing that I'm changing to test it. All right, I like all that. Factors held constant. I know that that's good. I remember that from when I did it. But my procedures section, I did not like. All right, so I'm going to cut it here. Yes. Cut. Same line over here. So my procedure was, well, I'm not going to read it because I'm just going to have a separate video here. So I'm just going to see. There's a bunch of audio there that I don't even need. I don't need it at all. I'm going to save a little bit of that procedure section, but watch this. I'm going to click on the audio. I'm just going to silence the procedure section because I didn't like my voice there. It was not saying good stuff. But then the procedure is still there, so if somebody wants to read it, they can still read it. And then I go back to this slide. I've got a handful of ice screws here. That describes my procedure. This one. Looks like I have 3 that I've sharpened and 3 that I have not, or maybe I've started to sharpen them at a time or something. Today is really soft because it's kind of warm out for winter time. So that's my procedure. I'm going to put this back in here like that, part of my procedure. And then I remember that I shot another video. I've got my time-lapse video of me doing my procedure. And I'm going to add one more video here. Yep, that's the one. Yep. So we want to record our data as we test our ice cream. So I'm going to drag this over here. And so for winter time. All right. So this is how I build my video. I get it all together. Once I'm done with it and happy with it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click export. And I'm going to export it as an MP4. Okay. I'm going to say science fair example 2, but you should name it with your name. I'm going to download it. It'll take a couple minutes to process the video. All right, so my video is downloaded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my link to the FlipGrid Science Fair. Okay, I'm going to click Add a Response and watch how easy this is. Okay, I'm going to go to Options and I'm going to go to Upload Clip. Click to Browse. There it is. Open. My science fair project, what's the point? It's all about there it is. How sharp ice creams have to be in order to. All right, so there it is. It's in FlipGrid. I hit Next. I give it a caption, so it'll be like Mr. Brechko. Put your name on there. Science fair project example 2. I'm going to put a link to my slideshow on there. Share. Copy link. Control V. Post a topic. Go to topic. And it's going to show up there. That's how you make a science fair video in Screencastify and post it to FlipGrid. If you are familiar with things like iMovie or YouTube Movie Editor or WeVideo Movie Editor, they're a little more complicated than Screencastify, but you can do more with them. You can add background music, you can adjust volume levels, you can do a lot more editing. So if you want to put the time into that, then that's great. Otherwise, you can get a basic science fair video that will do a nice job sharing your science fair just using Screencastify.